Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Gundam card game video. Been a little while, as you'll have no doubt seen. I've been doing a bunch of travelling and been all over the place, but I am back. I'm officially on the grind as we are coming up to regional season. I have my first Gundam regionals in 4 weeks, just under 4 weeks now, and I am learning lots of decks. I won't go into the full spiel as to why I'm playing what I'm playing, but needless to say, as based on the title, I am testing basically everything with blue. So this is going to be my red-blue deck. This is a more experimental version of red-blue. So we're going to see where it goes, but I thought it would be fun to kind of share it and then see if we end up back at the sort of tried and true version or if this actually ends up going somewhere. So let's begin with the deck profile. And we'll start off with... So I split this into packages. And I'm beginning with the white base team package because this is kind of the thing I'm experimenting with a little bit. So we'll start off with 4 gun tanks, and this is like not overly surprising. This is kind of a staple card that's seen play in red-blue for a while, and just generally in blue. This is just a good value card. It gives you that nice little bit of chip damage. It's just a solid card. And then we're also playing 4 copies of GM. Just again, it's a solid 2/2, good value body, nice early play, going to let us contest against those aggro decks, going to let us apply pressure in the late game, just cheap unit. Just good card. Okay, then we come on to 3 gun cannon. I don't know why I said that like that was interesting. Again, just another absolute blue staple. All of this is going to be relatively unsurprising. Obviously, GM is not white base team, which sucks, but I don't believe there is a white base team 2/2, so it is what it is. And then 2 copies of G-Fighter. Now, as I test the deck, I may end up moving ratios around between Gun Cannon and G-Fighter, but the reason I really like G-Fighter is we have a lot of white base team units, and giving white base team just high maneuver, like randomly in the late game, could just like steal a game, really. Especially with how prevalent blocker-based white decks are in the format. There are a lot of them. So this is just a really nice tool. It's also a 3/2 for 2, which is on rate, and it also has a link condition with white base team. So this card is just generally very good. I actually think it's being a bit slept on. I've seen it as sort of one-offed in general stuff, so I'm experimenting with it. But the real big place I'm experimenting is I'm playing 4 copies of the SR Gundam from the main set. So for those of you who don't know what this one does, because it's not this starter deck one, which is the only one that sees play at the moment, all your white base team units gain repair 1. And then when paired, if you have 2 or more other units in play, draw 1. So this is in contrast to... it's also a 3/3. So this is in contrast to the 3/4 from the starter deck that has repair 2 and buffs everything by +1 AP. So the starter deck one is amazing. Like I'm like, this is not, you know, pause. However, this, I am just very interested in seeing how this tests, because I think, you know, with the generally quite aggressive early game this deck plays, I just think there is potentially something there to giving lots of these units restore into this aggro decks, into the like blocker decks. I don't really think the extra AP usually comes up, because 5 is function, because the 6 is 6 occasionally comes up against like Airstrike and stuff, but like, you know, not mega amount. And we do have ways to hit 6 pretty easily, and also we have also chip damage in this deck, so that's less of an issue. And it draws. I think that's my real, the real reason I want to try it out is it draws a card, and, you know, card advantage in the Gundam card game is just a really big deal. So that's why I'm testing it out. If it falls through, it'll just, you know, just swap this for the staff deck one, and, you know, this list will basically be playable on its own. And obviously 4 copies of Armor Array. So that's sort of the white base team package. The next package is kind of like the value package. Oh, not the value package, sorry, I should say the... well, yeah, it's kind of just the value package. And then we kind of move into just the generic support stuff. So we'll begin with just a couple of other early drops. So just 1 Jin and 1 Zaku Mariner. So these are both 2/2s. The reason I'm playing 1/1 is just to kind of bait the opponent, so they kind of assume I'm on more of these than I actually am. I don't really know how much that'll come up, but, you know, it's a thing, so there we go. 3 copies of Unksha. So this is a 3/3 for 2 that pings a rest enemy unit again. Pretty solid. It is a level 4, and I think, like, there are some really solid level 4 units in this deck. I mean, you know, obviously we already have one in Gundam here, and there's another one coming, which I'll just show you now. So I'm experimenting, again, with Unicorn Gundam Banshee Unicorn mode. So this is a 4-3 for 3, which is solid, but also when you pair it, you just get to rest an unit with 3 less HP. Now, 3 HP is actually quite a meaningful breakpoint. So I'm thinking, you know, it also pairs with Cyber New types. So you can pair this with, you can link this with Merida, but you can also just pair this with Armor and potentially tap down 2 things if it sticks around for a turn. Like, I think there's something there. So I'm experimenting with it, and you know, it's just another thing to pair with Merida, really. And then obviously Angsha, again, just more chip damage is just really, really solid. 3 Kshatriya. This, again, just experimenting. I know traditionally this is going to be a 4 of, but I'm trying 3, just seeing where it goes. I want to try. I'm playing 4 of this at the moment just to basically give it its best chance of actually seeing play. And then 3 Banshee Destroy mode. Because did you know restanding is pretty good? So yeah, I mean, yeah, this is just like a pretty big draw to why you'd want to play this deck. So this could be like Kshatriya, like it could be the red one. There's just a bunch of changes you could make. Like I think red blue has just a lot of really fun versatile options, but fundamentally you are going to be in this unicorn destroy mode version. So I'm on like 8 link targets basically, which I think is right for 4 pilots. And you'll notice then for the Amuro, I'm on 9 link targets for the 4 copies, which again feels fine. And then yeah, Merida, 4 copies of Merida. She's less versatile, but she again does a little bit of chip damage. So again, it's just a really solid unit. You know, it comes up sometimes you'll just get to kill stuff free, where you link Merida with Banshee, and then you go boom boom, and you just like can nuke down a whole board. Just yeah, I think you know, I just think this deck has some real good mid-range control legs. So yeah, that's like the sort of control-y package, and then just other really good value stuff. So 2 Siege Ploy, this card's absolutely ridiculous. The deck limit of 50 is just horrific to deal with. 2 Battle of Aces, because this is very efficient in a deck with this much pinging. 4 A Show of Resolve. I will never play less than 4 of this unless I'm in exactly white-blue, in which case I'll play 3, because I have 4 copies of a Draw 2, discard 1. But yeah, I'm always on that. And finally, 4 copies of Vesalius. This is the one that buffs AP by 1. I have been told it is very good, so I'm trying it out. And yeah, that's the deck list. So, as I said, very experimental at this stage. I mean, there's fundamentally like a lot of just good stuff that's happening here. So I'm not expecting the deck to be bad. So really the question is going to be like, is it better, is it worse, or is it as good, or is it better than the traditional versions of red-blue that are hanging about at the moment? I'm trying to try something new because, you know, I'm not trying to net deck. I'm trying to actually do something that may be quite good. So we'll see where it goes. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do let me know by liking, and let me know what you think of the deck list in the comment section down below. How do you think this deck is positioned into the meta? I would love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel for lots more Gundam card game content, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Cheers!